It's very hard for me to contain myself and not to be like 5-year-old bouncing around. But it makes me so happy to be in the northern forest, which are one of the most special things I can imagine, really. There is a long way up north for us. I'm traveling with my friend and being bitten by insects. So yeah, I'm traveling with my friend, and we also have 2 more cars with our friends, and I also accompanied by this little tiny dog. So yeah, let's see what I can show you in this journey, and join me. Thank you for watching this video and hit the subscribe button. Here I vlog about my life in Spain and also being Russian, so welcome. And being an artist, being a mom, dog owner, partner. So yeah, as any person in this world, I definitely contain multitudes. Surely you are too. So see you in the next one. Cheers! If you want to go on the adventure and have fun, you need the right people to do it with. That's my advice, at least. Hop in with me on this video where I will share the most epic car trip that I did last summer. When the beaches of Spain were swarming with people in July and August and the sun was blazing like a laser beam, I went north. I packed and I went up 2,000 kilometers north. Many years ago, on my old channel, I posted vlogs from Finland, where I love to spend vacation in winter and in summer. I have this channel in English for 4 years now, and over these years I haven't had a chance yet to go back to my beloved north. So this will be my first northern vlog on this channel. Brace yourself, because it will be a first in the short series of 3. I filmed so much at that trip, and when I started editing this behemoth of a video, I realized that I just absolutely have to divide it into more edible pieces. We went north from Moscow to St. Petersburg, then Murmansk, and then middle of nowhere on the shore of the Arctic Ocean. Did a pit stop in St. Petersburg to replenish our food boxes. It was summer and it was white nights, and this is of course the best time to visit the area because winters are so depressive here, and also lately St. Petersburg is famous for eating real good food in so many good restaurants, and we went to a couple, of course, and I wouldn't be me if I didn't go to the bookstore as well. With the amount of censorship that happens at the moment, it is still possible to buy a lot of wonderful books and to learn really open-minded and really interesting ideas. And whenever I am in the proximity of an independent bookstore, I take my chances and I go in. We were in Подписные издания. It's one of the biggest independent bookstores in Russia, I think, at all. And I bought myself wonderful, poetic Spanish kid book on love and friendship, and Russian translation of Tao Te Ching. And I chose among 3 different translations, and one of them was edited by Leo Tolstoy back in the days. And I also took a book about politics for children. It says it answers questions that adults don't know how to answer. And it is a book from Polish authors, and I loved how they approached explaining what dictatorship is, the origins of power, freedom, and all the concepts that are hard to explain sometimes, even to adults, not only to children. And I also got a book of Irish folk tales and myths from W.B. Yeats, I think so, should say it like that. and a travelogue from a French guy about living on the Baikal Lake in a cabin for half a year. Yeah, as you can see, books really do matter to me. And I took all those books north and I read some of them while I was at the ocean, at the Arctic Sea, or when I was at the lake, was sitting or in a car, and it was like really, really, really great to be camping and reading at the same time. And I also went to the Museum of Arctic and Antarctic, and it's absolutely my favorite place in St. Petersburg because this old and very old-fashioned museum speaks to my heart so much. As much as I would love to have a very high-tech, very modern museum about Arctics, this one was just, it's like a portal back to the beginning of the 20th century or to even 19th century with all those dioramas and paintings and animal figures and a lot of historical ephemera and a lot of historical items about the exploration of the North and the South, because it's Arctics and Antarctics. So it's been like really interesting to go there again, and it was really amazing to spend some time in this museum before going north. It was like I was channeling, the adventure in me while being in this museum. So, back on the road, right? On our road north, we did 2 camping nights until we reached the final destination at the Arctic Ocean, and both by the body of water. And I actually forgot how many rivers, lakes, and swamps there are. It is my 3rd year living at the Mediterranean, and my soul is very dry now, you see, because as much as I love sea and salty water, I realized that it is especially nourishing for me to be near the source of open water which is not salty. I took it for granted for many years of my life, and apparently these waters shaped me. My eyes feasted all those kilometers, no joke. And I really miss rivers in Spain. Spain has some rivers, but they are scarce, and some of them are half dry, and it's not many of them. I was very, very lucky and very, very privileged to be traveling with my friends, who are amazing people, first of all, and also they are far more experienced in the camping than me. I learned a ton, and I also had the most comfortable journey because everything was set and I knew what I needed, and they knew where to break our camp and what groceries better buy, how to make the journey comfortable in terms of gear, clothes, and everything. And I didn't have a lot of money to spend on this journey, but I was able to make a couple of very effective and very smart choices. So now I have a little bit of camping gear to myself that I can use for many years to come. Давай, давай.
Ну-ка, Митя.
Смотри, сейчас будет вкус.
А я потрогала. А вот так вот, вот так вот. Одну кусаешь, другая щуплет. Командная работа.
Hello! This is my first time sleeping in a tent near the running river. I'm very excited, but I wonder if it's just like romanticized dream and I actually won't be able to sleep, or I will be able to do it. So, but first I'm gonna journal like a proper self-conscious person, and then I will try to read a little bit before I go to sleep. And now I will get into my sleeping bag. We are kind of hitting the last warm day. Tomorrow it's gonna be kind of like plus 15-ish. So for now I feel pretty hot in my tent, but tomorrow it's gonna be worse. But I'm well prepared. This is like thermal sleeping situation, and I have this, and I have sleeping suit. Up. I'm very excited. Good night. Also, I know how stupid it might sound, this whole journey up the north, changing the season with hot weather to the plus 10 degrees gloom. But yeah, that's exactly what I needed to restore my energy and to know better who I am as a human being. It was a great insight into my identity as a woman, as a creative person, as a mother, as an immigrant, as a Russian. And I think that is also very, very important that I had a chance and huge privilege to leave my family behind for those 2 weeks. I only had to take care about myself for a change, not about my child, not about my husband, not about my dog, not about any people. It was just about me. And of course, I was not completely solo. It was 5 more people. But we were able to cater to our own needs without pushing the boundaries of others. I really miss this. Lots of mosquitoes though.
Идей мне должно. А у меня уже чек загорелся разве? Тревожный загорелся.
So we're crossing the Arctic Circle, right?
Yep.
That's what we just did. It's supposed to be a place with a stella over there, but it's no more. It's Yok. This one. Ding, ding. Мариночка, что вы скажете по этому поводу?
Это категорическое возмущение. Вот на моем лице написано.
Мы рассчитывали.
Категорическое возмущение. Я рассчитывала на слойку.
А я вот рассчитывала
Моя
на
слойка.
слойки. Я это до сих пор на вкус помню.
А я вспомнила, кстати, мы сюда приезжали, я вспомнила эти слойки.
Hello, it's morning, far after the polar circle line. So we are at the lake. Been having great night. It's pretty cold. I think it's kind of like plus 12 Celsius or something. So now I'm gonna wash our dishes and then we will go to Murmansk to buy some food and then off to the wild. We also need to buy some hats because it's trick of packing while it's plus 30 because you cannot imagine that it's gonna be plus 10 and you will need a hat to sleep in and just to walk, and it's like pretty windy and pretty cold. And now I'm gonna wash dishes. And it was unbelievable actually to be immersed in this nature, to have absolutely non-ending talks. And while we were traveling north, we read a lot of, how to say, memories about these places. And these places, they have a lot of very dark history of repression to them. And I'm not sure that I'm actually able to talk about it, you know, openly, without inflicting anything on myself or on my family. But I think that even in English, if you Google like history of Karelia, you will find a lot. So I will leave it to you and to your curiosity to find out more. And you can always reach out to me in the comments, and I will gladly give you any information that I obtain. And if you can recommend me any books, articles, essays, links, I'd be very thankful to you.
Весело, блядь, мы проехали. Этот не развалится, мне кажется. Там же вон веска стоит. Дизель, типа для грузовых тачек.
So my first ever off-road experience, and it was very I can understand now. I don't even really know how to put it to words. I understand why people go out like that. Чё, как дела?
Блестяще.
Вообще блестяще.
Да,
Мы
очень.
проходим препятствия. Идем.
Прекрасно.
А еще я поняла, что я в костюме тараканчика еду в тараканчике.
Вообще, абсолютно великолепно. Но она не совсем первая, но в этом сезоне арктическая российская первая. Вот это хочу. О, бля, я не сняла, как таракан едет, но тут морожка.
Где колесо вести? Колесо вытать наверху, то внизу.
Смотри, у тебя задача проехать обеими колесами, вот где Андрей стоит, прямо тут.
Ну, а в смысле
Правыми.
правыми.
Да.
Ага, все. Господи, а я не вижу нихуя за мордой.
Запоминай.
Идем, смотри, он тебе говорит.
Видимость
Давай.
Иду по приборам.
Едь. Давай. Красотка. Ну, живцарёх! And here I am with my friends doing this off-road adventure in the cars, traversing rivers, going through half-broken bridges and just being out. I think that the modern world, with all our like social media and everything, we lack this otherworldness. We lack this being out with nobody around, without our phone working, because the mobile reception was like questionable in that area because there is nobody there.
Что, даже не шевелится.
And yeah, so it was really, really freeing to be out there in the cold July, in the cold August, and just explore and to think how people lived here before having all those fancy gear. And actually in the video that you're watching right now, it's actually pretty late. It looks as if it's like 7 p.m. or something, but actually it's more like 11 p.m. and this is polar day to you. Basically in August it doesn't get dark almost at all. We were actually very lucky with some drizzle, with a little bit of rain, but also with amazing fog, and also with unbelievably beautiful sun as well. And you will see it in the next video, because this video ends with us arriving to the point where we wanted to camp. And I saw the bear in the real world, like wild brown bear. It was scary. And we tried to wait for the bear until 4 a.m. and were making fire and everything. But the bear was seen. Thank you for watching.
В игрушки его не играют дети, и за просмотром поле чудес себе от тоски выкручивает соски.